Little bit put some petrol so it will run faster. Okay, good morning all. Okay, so yesterday, am I audible to you all? Send that link back. So, am I audible? Good morning all. Okay, so yesterday we did that nomenclature. Let the people join, then we'll start. Tell your friends to join. There is a link in your group. Okay, done. So, around 20 people have joined us. So, have you solved that exercise which I gave yesterday? Page number 16 onwards. Do you have doubts? Which question do you have doubt? So, which question number do you have doubt? Which question number? Which question number? Any question number till 13? So tell me fast. Any doubt, beta? Okay, question number 1 and 3. How many secondary carbon atom does methyl cyclopropane have? So we'll draw methyl cyclopropane. Methyl cyclopropane. So first you will draw a cyclo means cyclic, prop means 3 carbon. So we'll draw 3 carbon cycle. And methyl, so they add 1 carbon. Which carbon? Any carbon. 1, 2, 3. So at 1 carbon there is a methyl group. Now they will ask you. Now the question is, out of them, what they are asking? How many secondary carbon? Primary carbon is when it is connected to carbon connected to one side carbon. Secondary carbon means carbon connected to two side carbon. Tertiary carbon means carbon connected to 3 side carbon. Quaternary carbon means carbon connected to 4 side carbon. So Secondary carbon they are asking how many carbon. So this carbon is connected to how many side carbon. This is one carbon chain, second, third. So this is a tertiary carbon. This carbon is connected to two sides. So this is secondary carbon. This carbon is connected to two sides. So secondary. How many secondary carbon? It has got two secondary carbon. So question number done, one done. Butyl shows type of alkyl groups. Okay, so this side. Question number 3. Butyl. Now butyl is C4H9. Okay. C4H9 is butyl. So how can you draw butyl group? How many times you can arrange this? Okay. So what you can do? You can do this way. CH3, CH2, 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 open valency, or you can create open valency here. Then it will become CH3, CH2, CH, CH2 open valency. Or if you do it here, it will be same. But what happens is next one is this CH, CH3, CH2 open valency. Or you can create an open valency here at this carbon CH3, CH3, CH3 and open valency. So there are total 1, 2, 3, 4. We get 4 butyl group. Question number 2 also. Okay. When hydrogen atom is removed from alkyne, we get. So, question number 2. Whenever alkyne is there, or whichever group it is, if you remove minus hydrogen, it will give that particular word, and at the end will add YL. So we get alkynyl. What else, beta? Any other doubt? This is only 1, 2, 3 question you have asked me. We get how many total questions? We get total question 65. Did you solve 65 all or not? It looks to me that you have not solved 65 questions. Have you solved? Any other doubt? You people are not solving at home, I think so. Question number 60. The structural formula of isobutyl chloride. So we can draw isobutyl here. Isobutyl chloride. Isobutyl chloride is carbon, carbon, carbon and CH3, CH3, CH, CH2, Cl. This is isobutyl chloride. Then question number 6. Question number 6. The formula of vinyl methanoid. Formula of vinyl methanoid. Vinyl methanoid. Now vinyl is known as CH2 double bond CH open valency. Methanoid is an ester. Ester means O C double bond O H. This is called vinyl methanoid. After 6, question number 20. The simplest alkane containing 3 primary carbon atom. Simplest alkane containing 3 number 20. Simplest alkene containing 3 primary carbon atom. So what happens is alkene you want to make C double bond C. What you want to do is 3 primary carbon atom. 3 primary carbon atom means 1 carbon here. This is primary, this is primary. Now what happens is can make one more primary here, and then it will become an H. Okay. So what is the name? CH3. It could be written as CH3C, CH3 double bond CH, CH3. Okay, so it gets 3 primary, so it becomes an isopentene. Question number 20 also. 20 done. 20 is this only. Then question number 16. The IUPAC name of this compound. Okay, this is a good question. You can see question number 16 again here. MEET. Okay. So now when you have ME and ET, this ME, it stands for CH3 or methyl. That ET stands for ethyl or C2H5. So this structure could also be converted into like this. 1 carbon, 2 carbon. Then I can find out its name, finding out parent hydrogen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But then this is wrong numbering. This is wrong numbering because substituent is getting 3rd position. If you do it from here, you will get 2nd position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the name will become 2, 4 dimethyl hexane. Any other doubt, beta? Any other doubt to you all in this chapter? Tell me, do you have any doubt? Question number 58. Okay, question number 58 is here. Glycerin have. Okay, so you should know what is glycerin. Question number 58, we are talking about glycerin. If you remember glycol is we have 2 OH adjacent carbon, such as ethylene glycol. This is glycerin. In this case, we have 3 OH adjacent to each other. Now we can solve what they are asking. It has 2 primary. This is primary alcohol and this is secondary alcohol. This carbon is connected to one side only. This carbon is connected to only one side carbon, but this carbon is connected to 2 side carbon, right? So this is called primary carbon, secondary carbon. This is known as primary carbon. So 2 primary alcohol, 1 secondary alcohol. This is question number 58. Question number 35. The IUPAC name of the IUPAC name of the compound. 35. So question number 35. CH2COOH, COH, COOH and CH2COOH. Okay. Now what happens in this case? In this 35 question, there is no correct option given in the module. I'll teach you how to solve this. Okay. If you count this is a functional group, this is also all. There are 3 functional group of the same priority. What happens is, all 3 functional group wants to be treated same priority. They want to treat it similarly. Okay. It means if you count this 1, 2, 3, 4, then this will be left out. If you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then this will be left out. You cannot leave one group because, and you cannot leave one group and take 2 because all 3 are same. If all 3 are same and you leave one, the last one, remaining one will ask, what is wrong with me. And I understand the point. It means all three are same priority, so they also expect to treat it similarly. In order to treat them similarly, I cannot count all three at a time because of the chain diagram. So what we do, so there are two options. Either you count all of them together or you do not count any one of them. Understand point? Either you count all three of them together, or if you can, I cannot, then second option is, then you should not count any one of them in the chain. If you do not count any one of them, it means all three are treated similarly. It means this becomes your parent hydrocarbon. Then the numbering is done 1, 2, 3. This is OH. OH has a prefix. This is secondary functional group. It has a prefix of hydroxy. So the name goes 2-hydroxy propane 1, 2, 3 tri. This 3 carbon and OH and this C is not counted. So to count them, we write tricarboxylic acid. This option is not given in any of the option in the exam question, this module. That's why I am saying there is no correct option. So the D1 is correct option. But in the exam, if they ask you, they will write proper answer. Okay, 35 done. Then question number 21. Question number 21. Where is 21? Okay, which of the following is crotonic acid? Crotonic acid is 4 carbon and 1 double bond, has a name called croto. 4 carbon and 1 double bond is known as croto. So you need to look for an option which has 4 carbon, 1 double bond. What else? 21 also done. Any other doubt? Tell fast. If not, then we'll proceed to the next chapter. Tell. Do you have doubt? Okay, done now? So till 65 we are done, right? Some more people please comment if you have any doubt or no doubt, so that we can proceed. 5th question number, okay. The structure of acrolein. Acrolein is 3 carbon, 1 double bond. Acrolein is 3 carbon. Croto is 4 carbon, 1 double bond. Acryl, ACR is 3 carbon, 1 double bond. Any other doubt? Five explained. I already explained, Emma. Okay, done now. So we'll proceed. What is the next chapter name then? In GOC. In the last class I told you, right? General organic chemistry is classified into 3 parts. First one is nomenclature, second one is isomerism, third one is GOC2. So the next chapter is, what is our next chapter name? Right, so next chapter name is our isomerism. Okay, so how many people knows definition of isomerism? In your comment box, write down definition of isomerism. All people, write down definition of isomerism. So what is the definition of isomerism? Are people writing or not? We don't know definition. What is the problem? The compound having same molecular formula but different structural formula are known as isomer, isomerism. What they are known? The compound that have same molecular formula but different in arrangement of their atoms or group are known as isomer or isomerism. What is this means? Those compounds having same molecular formula but different structural arrangement are called isomer, and the property exhibited is known as isomerism. Correct. Checkapaiya has written correct. Compounds having same molecular formula but different structure is isomer. Compounds having same molecular formula but different structural formula. Yes, so you people are so lazy that you are not able to write proper definition also. Are known as, who will write all this? Are known as isomer or isomerism. That phenomenon is called isomerism. Okay, good Nidhi. So basically we know what is isomerism, right? So isomerism is if I can have one compound, one formula, one molecular formula which can exist in different structures are known as isomers. And the property these compounds is going to exhibit is known as isomerism. Okay, so this is isomerism adding. In isomerism, the property is isomerism. Compounds are isomers. So this isomerism is classified into two types, right? First one is known as structural isomerism, and the other one is known as stereo isomerism. Then structural isomerism. The structural isomerism is classified in the following. The first one is known as chain isomerism. Second one is known as positional isomerism or position isomerism. Third one is known as functional group isomerism. Fourth one is known as metamerism. One more will write here. Ring chain isomerism. And the last one is tautomerism. Anyone else I left in this classification? Tell me. Should I write one more? Shall I write one more, or we are done with this classification? Do we have any more classification for structural? If yes, tell me. If no, tell me. Okay, done. So we have stereoisomerism. Stereoisomerism basically is of two types. First one is known as geometrical isomerism. Another one is known as optical isomerism. There is one more. Who will tell me which is the name of third? Who will tell me what is the name of third one? Tell me fast. Tell very fast. Hey Bhanu Gowda, you are more concentrating on Facebook ID or what? You have changed your DP here. So concentrate on study, Bhanu. It will not be good for you when we meet too. Okay. So don't use Facebook in other perspective. The next one is known as conformational isomerism. Good. Okay, so what is the first heading our? What is the first heading? The first heading, you have copied all this, right? Is copied all? So the first heading is chain isomerism. Now, in the case of chain isomerism, very clear with the name, different number of carbon atom in chain. Number of different carbon atom in chain. There should be different number of carbon atom in chain, such as. So, question to you is: can ethane shows chain isomerism? Can ethane shows chain isomerism? Can ethane shows chain isomerism? Does it show chain isomerism or not? Which one is this? So the answer is it won't show chain isomerism because if you write CH3, maximum number of carbon are 2 only. Right? Maximum number of carbon atom are 2 only. So if you arrange it in any manner, you will get 2 carbon only chain. So you cannot have different number of carbon chain. So ethane does not show. What about propane? Will propane show? Will propane show or not? What about propane? Propane also will try CH3, CH2, CH2. If I arrange them like this, CH3, CH2, CH2, what is the longest chain? Again it is 3 carbon chain. So you do not have, hey Bhanu, again, beta you study Bhanu Gowda, you study, don't make me, okay. This will not show. The answer is no, it won't show chain isomerism because it won't show chain isomerism because this is 3 carbon, this is also 3 carbon. It doesn't matter whether you write it here or you write it there. Both are same only. Both are same only, right? Both are same. So propane also does not show chain isomerism. The next one, what about butane? Will butane show chain isomerism? Tell me, will butane show chain isomerism? Yes, so butane is the first compound in alkane. Butane is the first compound in alkane which shows chain isomerism. So CH3, CH2, CH3. This is one arrangement. Another arrangement I can do, I can take the CH3, put it here. So now this is 4-membered chain, this is 3-membered chain. So now we got 3-membered chain. We get different number of carbon in the chain. That's why butane will show isomerism. So butane has 2 isomers. What are the name of them? N-butane and isobutane. And isobutane. It has IUPAC name. What is IUPAC name? 2-methyl propane. This is IUPAC name. So now how do we find out whether the compound has same structure or not? Try to do this. Find its IUPAC name. Find its IUPAC name. If IUPAC name are same, then no isomer. This is your trick to find out whether the compound are same or different. You try to write its IUPAC name. If IUPAC names are same, they are no isomer. They are not isomer. If the names are different, but their molecular formula is same, names are different. One is butane, one is 2-methyl propane. If names are different, then I'll look for molecular formula. Carbon how many? 4. Hydrogen 3 plus 2 5 plus 2 7 plus 3 10. C 1 2 3 4. C4H 3 3 3 9 1 10. Molecular formula same but different IUPAC name. Different IUPAC name because different structure. So same molecular formula but different structure leads to isomer. So they should have same molecular formula but they should also have different IUPAC name or different structure in order to known as isomer. Clear this point? So now next question is this. Question. Find out the number of chain isomer of C6H14. Sir, is there any formula to calculate number of isomer? Sir, in summer will go as I teach theory. That time you will get formulas. Okay. Not all places we can use formulas. There are 2 places where we can use formula. One is known as geometrical isomerism. One is known as optical isomerism. In the structural isomerism, there is no formula. We have to actually draw them and then calculate them. Okay? Doubt clear, Shireen? So next is find out the number of chain isomer of C6H14. Try to find this. So the answer is 5. How many has drawn all those 5? So we'll draw all 5. Okay, so I'll try to draw in line diagram. Okay, I'll try to draw in line diagram. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is one isomer. The next we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is chain isomer. Now what I can do, I can draw, and instead of this, I can draw 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can remove this. Okay. Then I can keep like this. Okay. This is 4-member chain. Or I could keep like this also. This is also a 4-member chain. Now it has 4-member chain. But if I try to draw 3-member chain, is this. What I can do, I can keep like this. But then, how many carbon I have drawn? I have drawn only 5. I have to draw 6. So I have to add one more. As soon as you will add one more, it will convert into the back side. So this is not the correct way. Okay. Now these are the 4. Now what happens is, I can draw one more. Here, there. Okay. Now, but what happens is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These two, if you ask them what is the relation between these two, those are position isomer. But what is the relation between them? These are chain isomer. These are chain isomer of this compound. Understand now? Right? So total we get 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Clear? Whoever has got 4, these are the 4. Then you should try this one also. You shift this to the second carbon. If you shift it to the third carbon, it will become the same. Understood now, all people? Can we proceed? Can we proceed to the next question? Okay. So the next heading is position isomer. Position isomer. Position isomer. In this case, what is the difference? The position of what? Position of functional group, substituent, multiple bond, is different. It means position of functional groups. Position of functional group or multiple bond or substituent is different. How I solve example wise? Example you take such as C5H10. We can take C5H10. If you look at this is the formula of CnH2n, which is alkene, right? So if it is an alkene, we'll draw 5 carbon. Alkene means a double bond. So a double bond where? This is a question. If you keep a double bond here, it will become 1-pentene. But then they will give position. They will ask how many position isomer are possible. So what I can do is keep a double bond here. Understand what I've done? Now this is a double bond is coming at second. Here it is coming at first position. So position of double bonds are different. If you keep it here, it will become second. If you keep it here, it will become same. Okay, so but this is 5. If they ask number of isomer, not position, if they are number of isomer of this compound, then I can draw 4-member chain also. 4-member chain, because I taught you chain isomerism, so we can do chain isomerism also. Then one carbon is left out, which could be written here, or a double bond there, a carbon here. Understand? Or the next movement is I can shift a double bond. Double bond there, here. Understand? Point. So this is all about position. This position isomer we can do with functional group also. Functional group also means what? We can do an example here. Okay. Example such as we have got CH3, CH2, CH2OH. They will give this compound. They will ask how many positional isomer are possible. So to have positional isomer, what I can do? There is a OH present here, there is a functional group. So you need to look. If they ask position isomer, you should look functional group, substituent or multiple bond. Is there anything is there? So it is there. What is there? Functional group is there. So its position you should change. Right now it is presented first. What you can do? Keep it at second or keep it at third. If you keep it at third, it will become first only. So another compound is keeping at second. So CH3, CHOH, CH3. This becomes another. Sir, please do it once again. Position isomer. Okay. So position isomer is position of functional group, substituent multiple bond is different. It means if you have functional group in a compound, if you have multiple bonds or if you have substituent, substituent means methyl, ethyl, propyl, if these are there, so its position must be different. Position means what? Their number or location in IUPAC name. You write now 2-methyl. So you should not write 2-methyl, you should write 3-methyl if possible. Then only number will be changed, and to change number you should change the structure. So here you will write 1-propanol. Here you will write 2-propanol. What is changed? Digit. 1 to 2. But to change it you should draw the different structure, right? So 1-propanol, 2-propanol. Understood? In this case we have changed double bond. This is 1-pentene. This is 2-pentene. This is 2-methyl butene 1. This is 3-methyl butanene. This is 2-methyl butene. So position is changing. Okay. This is about position isomer. Then the third one. Third one is ring chain isomerism. Third one is ring chain isomerism. And it is very clear with its name, a ring and a chain. A ring and chain. It means a ring can be converted into chain and vice versa. So there is a trick to convert it. If you have one double bond in chain, it is equal to one ring. One double bond in chain equals to one ring. And if you get one triple bond in chain, it is equal to two ring, or it is equal to one ring plus one double bond. These are the terms you should memorize. Or single or double bond is converted into one ring. A triple bond, one triple bond in chain is equal to two ring, or one ring and one double bond. One ring and one double bond. Okay. Done. So we'll see an example. We'll see an example such as we see C3H6. C3H6. If you look at it is CnH2n. It is an alkene. Alkene means we can draw like this. But then there is a double bond. So we go to one double bond in chain is equal to one ring of how many carbon? That many carbon we have. How many carbon we have? 3 carbon. So 3 carbon ring. These two are ring chain isomerism, RCI. These two are ring chain isomerism. Ring chain isomerism. Done. Now to verify how many carbon? C3. How many hydrogen? Each carbon has got 2 lines. So it has got 2 hydrogen. 2, 4, 6. C3H6 molecular formula same. Structure different. They are isomer. Which type of isomer? Ring chain isomer. I'll give you one more try this question, okay? C4H8. Try how many? Try how many you can get. So 3. Have you tried all the possibilities? So we'll see now whether we are getting 3 or more. So C4H8. One double bond. Now if you change double bond, it will become position isomer. Okay. So a 4-membered ring, or this 4-membered ring could be converted into a 3-membered ring with one substitution. These 3 only, right, or different 3? These 3 are different 3. Tell me. Same 3. Okay, so now we'll go to next, the 4th one. 4th isomerism is, what is 4th isomerism name? Functional group isomerism. Functional group isomerism. Functional group isomerism, what is the definition? That functional group must be different. That means secondary suffix must be different. functional group must be different or secondary suffix must be different. Now it has already predefined set of functional group. Triple bond is functional group with two double bond. A triple bond is functional group isomers with two double bond, or carboxylic acid with ester, carboxylic acid with ester. Third, these are the important ones: alcohol and ether. Alcohol shows with ether. Okay, what else we can write? Fourth, aldehyde and ketones. These all are functional group isomers, because when you write for this, you will write I, then you will write ene, diene. So this is changing. Carboxylic acid and ester. Carboxylic acid means you will write oic acid. Ester you will write alkyl alkanoate, O8. Secondary suffix is different. Alcohol you will write all, OL. Ether you will write alkoxy alkane. Aldehyde you will write al, Al. Ketone you will write ONE, on, alkanon. So both having secondary suffix different. So to do this, you should have different functional group in structure, which is important. So one of the example is this: CH3, CO, OCH2, CH3. Tell me the functional group isomer of this. Functional group isomer of this. So first you need to understand which functional group is this given to you. Once you know which functional group is this, then you should know this functional group is coming in which of the series. Then once you know this, you have to draw the other structure keeping the same number of carbon atom. That's how we solve. Trying tell butanoic acid. Do we have any other compound with butanoic acid? Any other name than butanoic acid? So we can have this. Its name is ethyl ethanoid. It is an ester. It is an ester. Ethyl ethanoid is an ester. Once you have ethyl ethanoid as an ester, then what happens? Then next thing happens is this is an ester. Ester is in with carboxylic acid. Ester with with carboxylic acid. So now when you have carboxylic acid, so which carboxylic acid? I can simply write simple one, CH3, CH2, CH2, CO, OH, or I can write CH3, CH3, CO, OH. This is also correct. So butanoic acid or 2-methyl propanoic acid. Okay, so tell me about this. Tell me. This is butane. This is butane. You need to tell me the number of isomer. Functional group isomer. Tell fast. So if you have this is a double bond. A double bond is equal to 2 double bond. So I can draw 2 double bond, 1 double bond here, another double bond here. Or I can draw 2 double bond at 2 different places. So I get total 2. Understand this also? Right? Done. So total 3, including the first one. The next one now. So this is functional group isomerism. Then we have fifth one, which is known as metamers, which is known as metamer, which is known as metamer. Now in this case, what happens is this isomerism is shown by those functional group, which are polyvalent. Polyvalent means whose valency is more than 2, more than 1 or more than 2. Those are known as polyvalent, such as ether or ester, okay, or ketone or anhydride. If these are the functional group, it can show metamerism. And how metamerism done? Then the number of carbon atoms are different on either side. Example we take now. This is an ether. This is an ether. Okay. Now once you have ether, atomers, you will not change functional group. What you will change is the number of carbon atom. It means functional group stays the same. Okay. It means this is oxygen. What I can do is I can draw oxygen here this way. Now this side was 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 4. But now 1, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Total is 6 only. But different side, different number. Or I could do 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 3 also I can do. Understand? But you cannot do 0. If you did 0, so oxygen will come here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It will become 6 here. Then there 0. But then O will become H. But oxygen valency is satisfied. Na? To satisfy oxygen valency. Then it will become H. Then it will become alcohol. This is ether. Both are alcohol and ether. Both are functional group isomerism. Both are functional group isomerism. Then it means you should not change functional group. You should not change functional group. What you can change is the number of carbon atom. Understood this also? Any doubt till now? Any doubt? If you have any doubt, you can ask me now. Any doubt? Any doubt, beta? Anyone? Tell me. Okay, so the last one in the series is sixth one, which is known as tautomerism, which is known as tautomerism. Now the tautomerism happens, it's a very special, its adding is, it is a very special type of functional group isomerism. It is a functional group isomerism only, but when that type of very special functional group arises, then it becomes tautomerism. Understand? Understand what I said? It is a very special type of functional group isomerism only. So basically it's a functional group isomerism, but if the functional group isomerism is involved in this type of functional group, then it has a name called tautomerism. Okay, what is the condition? Condition is that it should have aldehyde or ketone with at least one alpha hydrogen. What is the point? The point here is aldehyde and ketone. So it means if you have carboxylic acid, tautomerism doesn't exist. Understand? Understand? So aldehyde and ketone with at least one alpha hydrogen if you have, then we can talk about tautomerism. So how it happens? So there is a C double bond O, there is a H here, then it will become an aldehyde. So this is a carbon. This carbon, this is a functional group, so this is known as alpha carbon. I'm not talking about alpha carbon, I'm talking about alpha hydrogen. So the hydrogen present on this carbon are known as alpha hydrogen. Understood? So you should have at least one alpha hydrogen. Means there should be a presence of at least one alpha hydrogen. So what the carbon valency is for? So with this valency, you can keep anything. You can keep hydrogen, hydrogen, or you can keep carbon, carbon. You can keep any combination. Both hydrogen, both carbon, one hydrogen, one carbon, any combination. But one valency must be hydrogen to do tautomerism. Okay. What happens next one is this hydrogen is bond shifted there, this double bond shift here. What I've done, I'll do two arrows. I've drawn two arrows. I've shift hydrogen to the oxygen, oxygen double bond to here. Then what it will become? Two valency, carbon carbon double bond. This becomes OH and H here. Okay. This is a double bond. What is the prefix for? What is the secondary suffix? What is the primary suffix for double bond? In plus all. This is known as enol. Basically this is an aldehyde, but it is also can be done for ketone. So this will become a keto-enol tautomerism. Okay, for keto we'll do like this. Carbon, carbon double bond O, carbon, this is a ketone. So here you can write alpha. There also you can write alpha. In case of ketone, we can do both sides. This side also, that side also we can do. Okay, so it will have more enol content. Okay. And so this keto can be converted into an enol. So after this, I'll draw one question. You have to tell me whether it will show tautomerism or not. Question is this side. Out of the following, which will exhibit tautomerism? So I've given you 5 options. Try all 5 and find how many are possible. So tell me, out of the following, which will exhibit tautomerism? So I have given you names. That's how they will give in the exam also. They won't give you the structure, because if they give you structure, you can easily tell the answer. Right? So they have given a name. First thing what we'll do, we'll write its structure. Okay. Methanol is, methanol would be written as HCH. This is methanol. Remaining people, what about only 2 people have solved? What about remaining people? They are not solving. What about remaining people? Okay, so acetone. Acetone is CH3, C double bond O, CH3. Acetaldehyde is CH3, C double bond O, H. Benzaldehyde is benzene, C double bond O, H. Acetophenone, CH3, bond O and a benzene ring. So I have given you all 5 structure now. Now after you have 5 structure, then it must be very easy for you to do it. You need to find alpha hydrogen. This doesn't have alpha carbon. Alpha carbon, alpha hydrogen. This will give. So 2 is the correct option. It doesn't have alpha carbon. It has alpha carbon. It also has got alpha hydrogen. This will also be given. Benzaldehyde, alpha carbon is not there. Alpha carbon is there, but alpha hydrogen is not there because this carbon has a already satisfied valency. One line, 2 line, 3 line, 4 line. So this will not give. Alpha carbon is there, alpha hydrogen is not there. Alpha carbon is there, alpha hydrogen is there. So the correct options are 2, 3 and 5. So no one has given the correct answer for this question. Understand? Right? So that's how we finish structural isomerism. Now we have second one is which is known as stereo isomerism. In that first one is geometrical isomerism. The first one is geometrical isomerism. Geometrical isomerism, very easy trick. It should have one double bond, and whatever is here, there should be different. Whatever is here, that group should be different. That is a trick. If you remember this trick, you can solve any problem. A double bond, this group and that group must be different. This group and that group must be different. Okay, so question. Out of the following, which will show geometrical isomerism? Out of the following, which will show geometrical isomerism? 1. So what you will do, you will draw the structure, you will find is there any double bond. If there is a double bond, then you will find these 4 sides. On finding these 4 sides, you will also find whether groups are same or different. That's how you will solve this question. How many minutes do you want to solve this question? Tell me. That's all I need. 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, full day, 1 year. What is your time required for this problem? Tell me. me? Anyone trying or not? Fourth is your answer, huh? Four, 2 and 4. So, now you see how do we solve this problem? We'll draw pentene. Pentene will draw CH3, CH2, CH2, CH double bond CH2. This is pentene structure. Now, if both sides are not different, either this side or that side, if any side is different, then it won't show. Here, one side is same, it won't show. Both sides should be different. So this won't show. This is not your correct option. Butene, CH3, CH double bond CH, CH3. This side one is CH3, another one is hydrogen. One is CH3, one is hydrogen. Both sides it is different. So 2 will definitely show geometrical isomerism. Propene, while drawing for propene, CH3, CH double bond CH2. 2 hydrogen same. Both groups are same. It won't show. 2 chloro, 3 fluoro, pent-2ene. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 carbon, 2 carbon double bond, 2 carbon chlorine, 3 carbon fluorine. 1 group, 2 group, 2 group, 1 group. All are different. So the correct answers are 2 and 4. Done? Done. So I'll explain this again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 chloro, 3 fluoro, 2 double bond. So now this carbon has got 2 group. One is methyl, one is Cl. Both are different. Here you got ethyl group and fluoro. Both are different. Clear? So the correct answers are 2 and 4. Easy job. Now, this is geometrical isomerism. But one more type of isomerism exists in the same type of, but not with the double bond. It happens with, there only I'll write. It happens in cycles. This is a 4-membered ring. This is 4-membered ring. What happens is, this 4-membered ring is a planar. You take a piece of paper, if you take this book, okay, this book is there. Now if you assume this has got 4 corners, 1, 2, 3, 4. Assume this ring has a 4-membered ring, okay? You take like this, now its ring is a planar. Now what happens is, this is carbon, this is a carbon, it has got 2 corners, it has got 2 sides. This is 1 bond, this is 1 bond, but carbon can form 4 bonds. 2 bonds are there now. Same 2 bonds here is here, same 2 bonds is here, same 2 bonds is here. Clear? So when I stand here, I will find that 1 bond is here. 2, 3, 4. Right? This means what? 4 bonds are here, 4 bonds are down. Clear? Now what happens? If I keep, right now all are hydrogen, 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 so it doesn't matter. But if you keep one CH3 here, okay. Another, I have one more CH3. Now, if you keep that CH3 here, okay, then both CH3 will be same side. Both CH3 will be coming here. Another case, I kept one CH3 here, but another CH3 I am keeping here. Then one CH3 is here, one CH3 is here. Now they are not on same side. One is here, one is a. So now they are on opposite side. So first, when both are same side, it is known as cis. When both the groups are on same side, we call it as cis. When one is up, one is down, is known as trans. So geometrical isomerism is also possible when in a ring. So when, let's say, so when one group is here, CH3, this is known as cis. Another I can draw. One CH3 is here, another CH3 is there. This is known as trans. Clear? CH3 trans. So that's how you have cis and trans isomerism in a ring. In a ring. This is an open chain compound. This is an open chain compound. So in open chain also we have cis and trans. If you are saying this whole geometrical isomerism, then it will have cis and trans. And for being, you can draw diagram now. CH3, CH3. This is known as cis because similar groups are same side. Then I can draw one reverse one. CH3, CH double bond H CH3. Similar groups are opposite side of the double bond. This is known as trans. Clear? Any doubt till now? Tell me. Any doubt? Anywhere in the board? You can ask me now. Any doubt? Okay, the next one is known as, this is geometrical isomerism. Next one is known as optical isomerism. Next one is known as optical isomerism. Okay, in case of optical isomerism, what happens is, this isomerism is only shown by those compounds which have chiral carbon, second, no element of symmetry, or element of symmetry, there are three: POS, AOS, COS. All three are absent. Then you have, now chiral carbon is what carbon? Carbon which is bonded to four different atoms or groups. Carbon which is bonded to four different atoms or groups. So my question directly to you is this is optically active? Is CH4 optically active? Tell me. No, it is not active because both hydrogens are same. Both hydrogens are same. Tell me about this. Is this optically active? CH2Cl2, is this optically active? This is also not, because their two groups are same. Okay. What about this? Ethane. What about ethane? Is ethane Now, in case of ethane, you get two carbon, not simply one. You get two carbon. So you need to look for both the two carbon. First one carbon, then second carbon. So you know structure. CH3, CH3. There are three hydrogens same. There are three hydrogens same. So not possible, right? Correct. What about isobutane? What about isobutane? So isobutane total there are 4 carbon. We'll draw CH3, CH, CH3, CH3. Now we'll see. 3 hydrogen same, not possible. 3 hydrogen same, not possible. 3 hydrogen same, not possible. At this carbon, these 3 are same. Now there is no atom. This is a group. 3 same group, so not possible. Okay. What about this one? This compound. So this is not possible. This is also not possible. This compound. So this is, yes, it is correct because CH3, Cl, F and H, all 4 groups are different. So this is optically active. If this is optically active, then if this is R, so you will also have S. And if it is S configuration, you will also have R configuration. So it will have 2 optical isomers. One will rotate plane polarized light clockwise, another will rotate it anti-clockwise. Understand? That's your next question here. Tell me about this. Will this is optically active or inactive? Tell fast. Active. So this carbon has got 2 same hydrogen. Okay. So it is not a chiral carbon. This carbon has got 2 same hydrogen. So not a chiral carbon. This carbon has got 1 hydrogen, 1 methyl group, 1 this chain, 1 this chain. So it has got 4 different. So it is a chiral carbon. The same thing was for this also. So as soon as you have more than 1 chiral carbon, As soon as you have more than one chiral carbon, then you need to look for element of symmetry. You need to cut this molecule in plane of symmetry, axis of symmetry and element of symmetry. Now I'll show you this question on our book only again, okay? Then we'll talk about this. So here, if you take this diagram, there is a one CH3 here coming up and one CH3 moving down. Okay. Now to find out plane of symmetry, we need to look. So if I cut molecule like this, on cutting this molecule completely, and if I get two parts and both parts are equal half. Both parts are equal half. How equal half means what? Equal half means if you take a circle and you cut like this, then I'll get an equal part both sides. And if you take a triangle, you cut like this, you will get equal part. But if you take capital P and cut like this, will you get equal part? Here you won't get equal part, right? Here you are getting equal part. So if you are getting equal part, molecule is optically inactive. And if you are not getting equal part, molecule is optically active. So you need to cut and find whether it's optically active or inactive. So now we'll cut. CH3, CH3. When I cut, so the upper part will have CH3 there. The bottom part will have CH3 downside. Are they same? Are they mirror image? It means if you remove upper and keep and put the mirror in the middle, then do you have mirror image of the both of the down? You don't. So because one is moving down, if one is here, if another moves down, then you have cut. Then you have mirror image. This is mirror image bottom, right? But it is not there. So what happens in this case is, now I'll try to cut like this. While cutting like this, one CH3 is here. So you are not having CH3 here. So they are not having again mirror image, right? So any plane you try to cut, you are not going to get a plane of symmetry. When there is no plane of symmetry, we say there is no plane of symmetry. Then we try axis of symmetry. Axis of symmetry is also not present because you need to rotate a molecule by holding like this and rotate like this. Okay. When you rotate and you do not get the same molecule till 360-degree rotation, there is no axis of symmetry. Then center of symmetry is also not there. So all three are not there. Then EOS is also not there. If the EOS is not there, then molecule is optically active. Yes. So that is the correct explanation why this molecule is optically active. Done? Now what happens is, let's say the diagram is given to you. This is called Fischer projection. This is called Fischer projection. Okay. Let's take H, F, Cl, Br. Another compound is H, Br, F, Cl. They will ask you whether the both compounds are same or different. They will ask you whether both compounds are same or different. Whether both compounds are same or different. Okay. So now, to talk about whether both compounds are same or not, so what we do? We have to prioritize them. We have to prioritize them with a priority. So priority is directly proportional to atomic number. Higher the atomic number, higher the priority. Okay. Higher the atomic number, higher the priority. So, priority is directly proportional to atomic number. Okay. So now Fischer projection in that case, priority is directly proportional to atomic number. What is the atomic number here? 1, 9, 17, 35. Whichever whoever has the maximum atomic number gets the maximum priority. Maximum priority is 1. Once you have maximum priority, then second maximum is 2, 3, 4. Once you do this, then you will go from one direction to 2 direction to 3 without jumping 4. Okay, without jumping 4 or 3. First you will start from 1 to 2 to 3. This is important. 1 to 2 to 3. Okay, 1 is where, 1 is here. Now 2 is here. So you have to go here. You can't go like this. Understood? You have to go to 2. While going to 2, there should not be anything coming in the middle. Understood? Okay. So now from here to there, 1 to 2, 2, 3. 1 to 2, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. This is a clockwise direction. This is clockwise direction. And whenever this is clockwise direction, we get R. We get R. Provided the least priority is not on horizontal line. Least priority is not on horizontal line. The same thing here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then what happens? 1, 2, 2, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. This is an anti-clockwise direction. So this becomes S, provided the least priority is not on horizontal line. One is R, one is S. These two are mirror image. Always. If you have one is R, another one is S, both are mirror image of each other. So this is R, that is S. So if both are mirror image, both are mirror image. If both are mirror image, they are also known as enantiomers. They are not identical. They are not identical. They are enantiomeric pair. They are enantiomeric pair because one is R, one is S. And then if you take 50% of R plus 50% of S, will get racemic mixture, which is optically inactive. Which is optically inactive. Understood? Any doubt? Any doubt? Tell me. Okay, so find R and S. This is H, F, CS3, Cl, Br, I. Find R and S. This chiral carbon, that chiral carbon. You need to find which one is R, which one is S. Find fast. is R and S? The way I have calculated here, R stands this side, Shyam this side. R stands for rectus, which means clockwise direction. This is R. What is S? S stands for sinister, which means anti-clockwise direction. You must have studied that optically active compounds rotate the plane polarized light into clockwise direction or anti-clockwise direction. R and S has a measurement. R will tell it will rotate into clockwise direction. S will tell it will rotate into anti-clockwise direction. Right. So we'll do 1S and 2S. We'll find out. Now this side. Okay. So here the maximum priority. First, this is 9, 6, 1. This is also 6, right? Then basically first priority is for 9, first element, first point of difference is here. Guys, okay, so what is the answer? Send a link in the group. So let the people join, then we'll start. What is the answer? Okay, so the answer here is 3 chiral carbon. Okay, so we'll find how many are there, are we correct or not. Okay, so this is not a chiral, this is not chiral because there are 3 same hydrogen. What would this carbon? 1 different. So this is 1 chiral carbon. This is not chiral, this is not chiral. What would this carbon? This carbon. This different. This is a chiral carbon. Then I go to here. This carbon is chiral carbon. So I get how many? I get 3 chiral carbon. 3 chiral carbon. Okay. Then what happens is, once you have 3 chiral carbon, then they can also ask you number of optical isomer. Number of optical isomer. So the formula is 2 power n. Formula is 2 power n. N is number of chiral carbon. So 2 power 3. 2 power 3 is how much? 2 power 3 is how much? Right, so the answer is 8. Okay, right. So you people were asking me how do I do priority here, right? That was your question, right? In the previous video we missed, right? You are having doubts, how do I get this priority, right? So I'm going to do that question one more time. So you see how do I do that priority wise. Okay, concentrate here. This is the last question for our class, okay? F, CH3, Br, Cl, iod. Okay? So this is the priority that they are asking, which is R, which is S. So first we have find out that this is a chiral carbon because 1, 2, 3, all 4 are group different. This is also a chiral carbon. So we do priority only for chiral carbon. The same way I can do here, there. Okay? But it should be given in this diagram only. In this diagram only we can do priorities. But we'll do priority only for chiral carbon. So I got 2 chiral carbon. Then we write their atomic number. This is 1. This is 9, 6, 17, 35, 53. Now you understand what is the importance of atomic number. We did in periodic table till 30 you have to memorize anyhow. Then I told you some more atomic number. Remember, iodine was there. That's why. Now, if I am doing for this carbon, then there are 4 groups. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 valency, 4 groups. You need to find out that which has maximum atomic number. This is 1, 9, 6. This is a carbon which also got 6. So 1, 9, 6, 6. Which is maximum? 9. So 9 is first priority. Okay? First priority, no doubt. Then you get second. Second is which? 6, 6, 1. Out of these 3, 6 must be more priority. But there are 2 6. One this, one that. Then you need to find out of these 6, 6, which is the great priority. So after this 6, what are the groups connected to this 6? There are 3 atoms, those are 1, 1, 1. Correct? 3 hydrogen atomic number is 1, 1, 1. Whereas this carbon is connected to Cl, Br, I will write in decreasing order. 53, 35, 17. Now out of these 2, whichever is maximum is your next priority. So 53 is maximum, then 1. So this is your second priority for that carbon. Once you this second, then this is third, this is fourth, is least priority. Then I go 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 4, S. Understand? Then I come here. In this case, it is very easy. 50. This is a carbon, 4 groups, 17, 53, 35, 6. Which is the maximum priority? 53, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 3. This is also S. Understand now? Any doubts, beta? Any doubt till now? Now you have understood the concept? Okay, one more point I'll tell you. This is coming right? So now what happens is, if this is SS, okay, and if you have another compound here, which I'll do the same way, if I get R and R, both carbon, a different compound, same arrangement but another way. So you will get R and R. If you get R and R, then these 2 are enantiomers. But if you get somewhere R and S, then these 2 are diastereomers. If both are opposite, if all are opposite, enantiomer. If some are opposite, some are not opposite, then diastereomers. S2R, S2R, both are opposite, then enantiomer. S2R, opposite, not opposite, then diastereomers. Clear? Okay, any doubt? Right, finished all the doubts now? So next, our assignment today. So the next chapter is isomerism. Okay, and that isomerism has got page starting from page number 32, module 2. Module 2, page number 32. It has got 67 questions. It has got total 67 question, page number 32 onwards. We'll discuss in the next tomorrow class, okay, or day after tomorrow class, okay. So try to solve them 67 questions, and do one more thing, you revise also. Whatever I'm teaching, you try to revise them as day passes, okay, because you will not have much more time when the exam going to conduct. So you also try to revise. Understood? Okay. Any other doubts? Okay. We'll continue the next class. Thank you very much all.